So, you're probably wondering what we did today. We painted trim. It is monotonous. It is boring. It is slow. And at the end of the day, you're like, it doesn't look a whole lot different. But that's part of life. So, I've got some haters online. I'm sure that some of you have noticed that I've got some haters online. And I want to give you guys all a lesson on how to deal with a couple of things. Okay, so first of all, let's say you're scrolling or scrolling, and you're going along, and all of a sudden you're like, that's somebody else's statement on their wall. I feel like I need to chime right in and tell them that they're all wrong and that I'm right. Pause. Don't do it. Scroll on by. It's pretty simple, right? Like, I don't jump on other people's pages and be all like, hey, blah, 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 let me give you 58,000 reasons why I'm right and you're wrong. Doesn't matter. I don't care. Also, if you jump on my wall and you think, I'm gonna write this thing, and then John's gonna look at this and I'm gonna put a bunch of links and stuff like that, I'm not gonna look at it. I don't care. I'm gonna pretty much poke the bear and then walk away and then come back every once in a while and be like, hey kids, play nice. And that's pretty much it. Like, I'm not gonna get riled up. I don't care. Pretty simple. Let me tell you why, okay? Here's why. Because this is how I think you need to deal with conflict. Ready? Let's say that I think there's something wrong with you, and I'm ready to criticize you and tell all the bad things that you do. I don't. That's it. Let's say that I see something that's wrong with you, and I'm like, I think I actually have a solution. Now we're talking. Now let's say I see something wrong with you, and I have a solution, and I'm willing to help. Okay, at this point, I'm like, I should approach this person privately, in person if possible, but, at the very least, a private message. And say, hey, non-offensively, I just noticed this thing, behavior, whatever, and I think that, in a gentle way, I might have a solution for you, and I'm willing to help. And if they say, no, I'm good, the end. You don't criticize anymore. You don't go on and on and on and tell them all the reasons why you're right and they're wrong. You don't. It's not helpful. It's not healthy. It's not a nice thing to do. So I realized everybody wants to argue on the internet with a bunch of strangers. And I'm like, I wish, when people are on their deathbed, the most common thing for them to say is, God, I wish I would have argued with more strangers on the internet about non-important things. That's not true. Nobody ever says that. It's nonsense. Just stop wasting your time with that garbage. Be nice to each other. It's not that hard. Anyway, I realized that was a bit of a rant. I'm sorry. Here's our stuff, and it will be done soon. So if you're going to want to buy a house, then come on with it, because this thing's about to be going. All right, love you guys. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or whatever time it is when you're watching this. So today, we are pouring the driveway, and we're pouring the sidewalk, and I couldn't be happier. You notice we got numbers up on the house. That means we are like almost done. We're getting power hooked up today. That's going to be beautiful. What else we're doing? A mailbox is going to get put right in that hole right there. Here, as soon as they get the last bit of the concrete poured. Couldn't be happier. Also, I'm happy because right over here, we finally, after 21 months, got permission to do dirt work. We still don't have permission to build anything yet because I hate the government, okay? I know I'm running for Senate, but I literally hate the government. So if you do elect me, it's gonna be like this. No, there shouldn't be a law against that. Absolutely not. I vote no. So don't vote for me, because all I'm gonna do is sit there and vote no. Anyway. So concrete work is mostly hard rock and heavy metal. And let me show you what I mean by that. There's a bunch of rocks in there. Also, there's a bunch of metal there. It's pretty heavy. So hard rock and heavy metal. That's what you get for doing concrete work. Okay, so I want to talk about how to overlook an offense. Are you ready? Here's how you do it. Somebody offends you, and then you do this. You just overlook it. You just don't take it personally. Don't get all riled up. Don't get all like, ugh. Just like, leave it alone. Just walk away. What if they really offend you and it hurts you and stuff? Deal with it and then let it go. It's really not hard. Would you take advice from somebody, or would you take criticism from somebody that you wouldn't take advice from? My guess is no. I had somebody one time, and let's just say that this person was not financially stable at all. Kind of like lived at his mom's house, stayed in the basement, played video games all day long, didn't have two pennies to rub together, and all of a sudden one day he gets a job as a financial advisor. The next day he's like, you should let me be your financial advisor. I'm like, I should let you be my financial advisor. I pay cash for houses. You can't rub two pennies together. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So just the same way that I wouldn't take financial advice from somebody that's dirt poor, I also wouldn't take criticism from somebody that I wouldn't, that I wouldn't take any advice from. So just let it go. Anyway, we're super excited about this. We can't wait. If you guys are looking for a house, this one's almost for sale, so come on with it. Are you guys still watching me? That's cool. All right, so maybe you're hanging cabinets and you're at the point you're like, I need to level these cabinets because they look all janky, right? And so like you can see up here, there's like a tiny gap and it doesn't really meet, but then down here there's a bigger gap and it doesn't really meet. And you're like, man, somebody made these cabinets wrong. Incorrect. Let me show you. So these cabinets have hidden hinges, which is pretty cool. And then there's 3 different screws in here, okay? So this one will allow you to go up and down vertically with the cabinet. This one allows you to go in or out, and then this one allows you to go side to side. And so there's this one, and you can adjust. So right, I would look at this and say, it looks like this bottom needs to go that way. And then that will raise this up so that they're level, and so let's see what happens. So if you get right up in here, okay, oops, and then we just do like this. Let's see if that helped. Would you look at that? Huh, look at that. Even gap, they're level with each other. That is amazing. So I think that's a good lesson. Now, what's another good lesson? You want to know about the sign of the fish? I'm so glad that you asked. So a lot of people are like, yeah, it's because Jesus fed 4,000, 5,000, whatever. Partly true, but there's also a little bit more history, because if you remember, in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and half of the 4th centuries, if you were a Christian, that meant you were going to die. You were going to go to the Roman Colosseum, you were going to get eaten by lions, you were going to get crucified, you were going to get sawn in two, you were going to get tortured, you were going to burn at the stake. Nero put the spikes in them and then lit them on fire for his parties. If you were a Christian, it was not a pretty thing, right? This meant a very ugly death. And so let's just say you're walking around the city, going about your business, and you're a Christian, and you meet somebody else, and you're like, I feel like maybe they are too, but I don't necessarily want to die today because I'm going to get food for my kids. So they would take, watch this, they would take their foot in the sand and they would make an arc, which means nothing to somebody who doesn't know any better, but then the other person would take their foot and complete it, and that would be the sign of the fish. And that meant, I'm a Christian, you're a Christian, it's safe for us to talk, we're not going to die doing this. So there's a little bit of a history lesson, and here's a little bit about how do you fix your cabinets lesson. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We'll be done. So, this is Jared Boone. Strong muscles, strong man, good heart, okay? Man after God's own heart. So today, they poured all of this concrete. They did rebar and form work and everything, lots of dirt work, poured this sidewalk, poured all this driveway, and it is beautiful. And it was a bunch of, what's concrete work?
It's hard rock and heavy metal.
It's hard rock and heavy metal,
yeah.
Right? Because that's what it is. Now I've got a question for you.
Sure.
You're pretty smart, right?
I think so.
If you left a Tums on the ground, which is antacid, and then a bunch of ants ate it, you think they'd be like, ooh, because, it's antacid.
Antacid?
Right.
I think so.
It makes sense.
It does.
Right. So here's my next question. I'm sure that you never
did. Did I get that right, though?
I think you did. Yeah, I mean, there's really not a wrong answer, but that was the right one.
Okay, good.
So when I started doing drugs a long time ago, I'm sure you guys already know this, it's no secret that I used to be a drug dealer and a drug addict. When I started doing drugs, before that, I didn't really know.
I didn't know them back then.
No, it was a long time ago. Almost 32 years sober now. But when I started doing drugs, I, before that, didn't notice any drug addicts or drug dealers. And by the time I started doing drugs, they were everywhere. I was like, that person does drugs, the lawyers are doing drugs, everybody at the shops are doing drugs. Like everywhere you go, there's people doing drugs. I don't know if you've ever done that, but then I became a Christian, and all of a sudden I realized, man, there's Christians everywhere. Like that person's a Christian, that lawyer's a Christian, and that person's a Christian. They're just everywhere. And so I realized that we don't see the world the way the world is. We see the world the way we are.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
So you recognize behavior in other people that is inside of you. And so if you're like, man, the world is a god-awful place and everybody sucks, blah, 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 maybe, and I'm not hating here, you're a god-awful person and you suck, right? And if you're like, man, I love people, I love my neighbors, I can't wait to help out, on and on and on, maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there, you're a good person that everybody loves. So that's food for thought. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. We are almost done with this. We're supposed to get power today. There was problems as usual. but we're gonna deal with it. And very soon we're gonna show you all the inside and all the features and all this. So I'm so excited. We're gonna get started on doing dirt work over here pretty soon. So love you guys, have a great night. You again. I'm so excited that you're here. Let me show you around. So we've been working on this house now, I think 30 working days, okay? So let me just tell you the difference between a working day and a real day. A real day is a calendar day, and a working day means we were actually out here working, because I've been doing other jobs, and a large part of building a house is waiting for inspectors and other people to do their job, which is the bane of my existence. So here's the garage. It's oversized, come on. It has a window. This is 9-foot ceilings, which is nice. Obviously, it's got a nice garage door opener. It's got lights. It's got its own attic access up here with a light, and so you get to this whole part, which is not insulated. Come on inside. This has an app too, so you can control your garage door from anywhere in the world off of your phone, which is super nice. It also has a push button thing, push buttons for your garage door opener, and then obviously this one. So pretty nice. Then when we walk into the house, come on in, welcome to my house. This is the laundry room, okay? So washer and dryer right here, and then you got shelves and you got rods so girls can hang whatever it is that girls hang. I don't do any of that stuff because, I'm an idiot. You got your water heater here. This can all be shut down, but it's a good sized laundry room. So it's I think 6 feet by 12 feet, which is plenty big, okay? So this whole area, let's just take a look this way. This is when you walk in the door from the front door. All this is living room, and then you got kitchen area with a bar all the way around, which is nice. So you can, a lot of people don't even sit at tables anymore. So you put bar stools here and really entertain just a lot of people, which is nice. And then you've got this dining area if you want it to be, but also like, let's say you wanted to have a desk, an office area, whatever, and then let's say you want to have another desk like it is in her, then you can, because there's just tons of room over here. So watch your step. But I'm going to show you how cool this is, okay? Come on up here, bro. All right, so this is a feature that I think is truly amazing. This is spray foam insulation. So all of the exterior walls are spray foamed. It's 2x6 exterior walls rather than 2x4, so they're thicker and they're filled with spray foam. The whole thing's like a big igloo cooler. Also, all the rafters are spray foamed, the entire attic is, so it's not hot up here. You notice that I'm not like sweating or whatever, which is nice. It's very well lit. It's not like anything's hiding. And another nice thing is that there's no insulation at the ceiling level. So it's basically the same temperature as what it is down in the house all the time. There's no heat and air on right now, but we have it. Here's your whole heat and air unit up here. It's hanging, it's suspended, so it's not gonna make a lot of noise, which is nice. But then if you, in the future, needed to run wires for, I don't know, surround sound system or whatever in the world you want to do, you can see where the top of the walls are, just drill a hole, fish the wire down, and you're done, right? It's real easy. You don't have to dig around. You're not going to fall through the ceiling, which I think is great. These are all pre-made trusses, which is really nice. We didn't use anything less than 12 gauge wire. So there's no 14 gauge wire. There's no 15 amp circuits. It's all 20 amp and above. And we oversized all of our pipes and all of our wiring. So there's plenty of room for expansion. All right, let's go back down. So, this is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. You got, decent sized bedrooms, which is nice. They all have nice windows, so you can tell it's a 2x6 wall. These are cordless blinds, which means that you just lift them up and they go, which is pretty nice. And then the windows too are nice because they're all double pane and they all tilt in, and so you can see how thick that glass is. And they've got screens, obviously, so that's pretty nice. They all have walk-in closets. Every bedroom has a walk-in closet. And they all have recessed lighting. Now, another thing about this recessed lighting is it's got dip switches on the back, so you can go any color temperature, which means you can have warm-looking oranger light, tungsten bulbs, or more white-looking or blue or in between. So there's a good range, and it's just a real easy switch. This is all laminate flooring. It's luxury monoplank. It's 100% waterproof, and I'm going to show you a demonstration here in a little bit to how cool it is. All right, so then we come in here. You got a bathroom for the kids, or however you modern family work. So we don't have a shower curtain in, but super nice tile. You got a couple of shelves here, which is nice. Big toilet that's got, the #1 or the #2 flushing on it. All the cabinets have adjustable shelves, so you can just move them up or down wherever you want to. And so on and so forth. We got exhaust fans and things like that. Oh, and then this is kind of cool too. So you're like, well, that doesn't seem like a lot of room, but check this out. There's a drawer that wraps right around all your plumbing. So you got drawers right here and then cabinet doors as well. So that's a nice feature, and then plus up above. Then we'll try to rush through this because I know you guys are pressed for time. You're sitting on the toilet or whatever it is you're doing. But once again, another walk-in closet. So you got two rods here, and then one for if you got longer things, a trench coat in case you want to do whatever you do with a trench coat. I guess go out on the trail. And then all the rooms have fans in them, which is nice, and they're on separate switches. And then come on in. We've got yet another walk-in closet, which is good. Now let's go this way. So this has an Ecobee thermostat, okay? Now, you probably noticed that whenever I walked in front of it, it kind of lit up like, oh, there's a person in the room. Because it knows when there's a person in the room, okay? And you can set this off of your phone. So from anywhere in the world, you can turn on your AC, turn it off, whatever you want to. You can program it. It's fully programmable. It'll tell you the temperature outside, has a clock on it. It's all digital and is super, super cool. I've got two of them in my house and I love it. At first I was like, who needs a thing on your phone? Just get up and do it. Now I'm like, I want the thing on my phone. It's cool. All right, so here's the kitchen. We got a pretty cool, I think, backsplash. Everybody that walks in loves it. This is black granite. It's absolute black, which is really nice. We've got lots of big wide drawers, which is a big plus. Lots of cabinets. They all have adjustable shelves in them, right? So what that means is that I can take the shelf and move it to anywhere else really easily, just effortlessly. You move some pegs, and that's it. We got an undermount sink with a garbage disposal. Got a nice brand. Obviously, all the appliances are brand new. Dishwasher, microwave, stove. It's a flat top. It's got a warming center and things like that. And a side-by-side fridge with water and ice in it. And then a pantry area here too. This is a cool feature. Okay. You have blinds built into your door. Okay, so you can just tilt them, and you can also lift them up, which is pretty nice. And then on the back here, come on, we have a pretty good sized back porch. So this is 16 feet by 8 feet. It's covered. It has a fan and a light, which is nice. There's plenty of lighting on the outside too. And so we got lights on the outside everywhere. It's got gutter downspouts, gutters everywhere. And then obviously we've got a brand new heat and air unit. So come on back over this way. We are gonna dig a big pond right here. Okay, come on to the side, Britt. So right over here, we're gonna dig a big pond, like 100 feet by 400 feet, and pretty deep. And we're gonna fill it with water and fish and all kind of things. And then I'm gonna build some more houses around there. So right now it looks underwhelming, but very soon it will look beautiful. So I'm excited to have that. Come on in. Now we're gonna go to the master, okay? Obviously there's smoke alarms everywhere and they're all tied together, so it shouldn't be an issue. On the outside we've got hardy, which is concrete siding, so that's not gonna rot or anything and it's not gonna burn anyway. But then, the sheetrock, almost nothing would burn, but if it was, we've got some alarms. Here's the master, it's pretty good size. And then here's where I kind of showed you, oh, that's kind of nice or whatever, but this is actually really cool. Okay, so this is a master bathroom. There is a vanity for him and a vanity for her, and that's, very nice. Undermount sinks and granite countertops, which is nice. Plenty of extra, you want drawers and doors and things like that. That's nice. You've got a jetted bathtub, which what that means is this is very deep, and whenever you get your water up past the jets, then you just turn it on. And then there's access right here, so you can get to your motor and your outlet and everything. Just open this little thing right up and get in there and you can get to wherever. Because sometimes these things have problems, 20 years down the line or whatever. Come in here. Look at this beautiful shower, okay? So over here we've got one shower head. You see that? And then another shower head. And then we've got shelves in here. And then over here on the right-hand side, we've got this bench that's made out of granite. And then did you show them the floor? Pebblestone floor is beautiful. This glass door is beautiful. And look, very smooth. And obviously it's got its own lights and everything. Now, come into the closet. Isn't this a beautiful closet? But wait, there's more. There's another closet. Look at how big this is. You can run around here. People are like, I had somebody walk in and they did this. I'm walking around and they go, oh, is this a bedroom? And I'm like, no, it's a closet. And they go, this is a closet? I'm like, yeah, it's a closet. It's pretty cool. So there's lots of shelves, lots of rods. You can hang lots and lots of clothes. And it's supposed to be, like his and hers. It's probably gonna be hers and hers, and some guy's gonna get like this much to put all of his clothes. I'm not judging, but anyway, that's that. So this flooring, let's come. Brooke's gonna hurt herself, so what's gonna happen? Come on here, I'll show you this. Everything is super energy efficient. All the windows, all the doors, the exterior doors, the walls, all that stuff. So your bill should be pretty low and very energy efficient. Okay. Here's the flooring. Now this flooring is 100% waterproof. It says right there. Not water resistant, 100% waterproof, right? That's a lifetime warranty in residential. So they're gonna guarantee this forever. There's a cushion inside of this that makes it where it's not all clackety sounds and you walk in, it's not clack, 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 whatever. And so this stuff is very durable, and I wanna show you. If only I had a hammer. I go over here. Yeah, good bust. I'm gonna beat the crap out of this stuff. Ready? No dings, no dents, no nothing. So that is an awesome floor. Now also, I just want to show you the outside real quick. We've got, so the garage is pretty spacious. If you needed to get in, like for your friends or whatever, but you can also do it off your phone, which is incredibly convenient. Oversized driveway, so you can park a couple cars there and still get in here and get in and out and all that. And then lots of driveway space, lots of sidewalk space. We're about to lose this temporary power pole. And then it comes with a mailbox, and there's a fire hydrant right there, in case there's a fire, which there won't be. But in case there was a fire, boom, you're right there. This neighborhood also has horses over here, it has horses over here, it has horses over here, and horses over here. And I love the neighbors, and I am one of your neighbors, and I look forward to having you as a neighbor. So if you guys are interested, this thing is going to go on the market pretty soon, but I'm going to give everybody in Facebook land the chance to get it before it goes on the market. So if you're interested, get in touch with me like immediately, because things are selling, and I mean fast. All right, love you guys. Bye. Do you ever think to yourself, I'm a big fat dum-dum? Well, I am. I forgot to show you the front porch. So look how cool this is. Come on up. This is covered, okay? So this is a covered porch with gutters and downspouts everywhere. It's stained, and this porch is 6 feet by 40 feet, and it's all covered. So it actually is covered out to 7 feet by 40 feet, which is, I think, really amazing. And you can see this is all hardy, which means that this is concrete. So all this stuff is concrete, all this stuff is concrete. This is insulated steel, and then we got recessed lights out here as well, and these also have the same temperature stuff. So I do want to tell a quick story because it's Good Friday, okay? And I was in Israel a couple years back, and we were standing. The cool thing about Israel is that anywhere that you go, it's not that wide. It's only 90 miles wide and like 390 miles tall, something like that. And so anywhere you go, you just throw a rock and you go, oh yeah, well, what Bible story happened right there? And everybody, atheists, Jews, everybody will be like, David killed Goliath there. It's a historical fact. Like that right there is where Elijah killed the 400 prophets of Baal. That right there is, I mean, just everywhere that you go, which is amazing. So we finally get to Jerusalem on day 11 or whatever it was, and we get up on the Mount of Olives, which is pretty cool, and then we walk down the hill, and then we get down to Gethsemane, right? And then from there you look up, and then there's Jerusalem. There's like the city of David and stuff, and then over here is Golgotha, and that's where Jesus was crucified. But in Gethsemane, kind of at the bottom of where the temple would have been before it was destroyed, the sun was going down. It was our first night in Jerusalem, and our guide said, and I have the ultimate respect for our guide, Stan Goodenough, amazing guy. If you go, definitely get him, because that dude is amazing. But anyway, so he goes, I'm not a visionary person. I don't do miracles. I don't heal people. I'm not that big of a deal, which I completely disagree. I just want to say that for the record. But he said, I was here, and this is where Jesus was on Good Friday, okay? And so we stood there. We looked at, like, from here to there. We looked and said, that's where Jesus was standing on Good Friday. And he was under such stress because he knew he was about to deal with, that he was sweating drops of blood, right? And he was like, can anybody just stay awake and pray with me, because I'm going to deal with the most difficult thing that anybody's ever dealt with. And everybody falls asleep, and he keeps coming back to them and whatever. Anyway, so from there we could see where he was going to walk. and then where he was going to be crucified. And he said that, of course he was beaten and mocked, and they ripped out his beard and all kinds of things. It was horrible. But nevertheless, Stan said that he saw this vision in his mind, right, of Jesus carrying his cross, and then he fell underneath the weight of it because they're whipping him and beating him and everything. And he falls underneath the weight of it. And he falls, down on the ground, and he's looking at the ground, and he thinks, I can't get up. I don't have the strength. There is nothing left in me. I am done. I am spent. I can't get up. And then he said he saw a face. And he said it was my face. And he said, but I have to get up, because if I don't, then Stan won't make it. And I love Stan. And so I have to get up, because I can't die here. I have to die up there. And he said, don't think I'm special. He saw your face too. That's what made him go on, is the fact that he loves you that much. That he's willing to not just know that he loves you, but to suffer even when there's nothing left in him, to get up there and to do that, to take on the punishment for your sins. So it's Good Friday, and that's what Good Friday is about. Is what a beautiful, beautiful story of Jesus coming down and becoming a man and loving us enough to live with us and to forgive us and to die in our place so that our sins can be forgiven, and so that when God looks at us, he sees the righteousness of Jesus. And I just think that there is not a more important thing in the world. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Good Friday, and come to church with me on Sunday. I'll buy you lunch. All right, bye.